y'all. So I just finished with the live. It was such a good live today, just to be able to. So I got to tell y'all something the Lord told to me. Changed everything for me. He told me that I needed to understand that I was at a specific point in my walk where I didn't have a whole bunch of wiggle room. Yeah, see, when you're walking through a space that's large, you can stretch out. You don't necessarily have to worry about your every step. You can move around and you ain't even really got to pay attention. You could just keep moving. But when you're trying to get through somewhere that's tight, that's narrow, you can't just walk through there like how you normally walk. See, you gotta take a second. You gotta stop. You gotta assess. You gotta develop a strategy on how you gonna get through. Then you gotta get small. You gotta get tight, and you gotta be able to move differently. See, every movement counts. You gotta be able to get through this small space, and you can't waste movement. See, some of y'all are in a season where you don't understand that you are at a point where you're passing through a very narrow passageway, and you got to be able to get through it. Yeah, see, you got to be able to get over the hump. You got to be able to make it to the point where God wants you to get to. And the only way that you can make it there is if you get small, if you get tight, if you seek God for the strategy, if you take a minute to stop and seek God and ask him for what it is that he wants you to do. See, some people are like, I don't want to have to make these decisions to leave these relationships, to wake up earlier in the morning, to have to do everything that God's calling me to do. I don't want to have to fast because you think you're still walking down the same path that you've always walked down. You don't understand that you're at a point where you got to pass through. You got to break through. You got to get small. You got to get tight. You got to get focused. You can't waste time with this stuff. You got to get so serious and so determined and so tenacious that you develop this grit that says, I'm at a point where I got to be able to get over to what God has for me. Yeah, I got to be able to allow God to extract what it is that he placed in me. See, it's not a playtime season. That's why you got to know what season you're in. You see, you're trying to be like other Christians, and other Christians are lackadaisical. They're not in the season that you're in. Yeah, that's why you need to be around like kind, people that are pushing, people that are striving. But you got to understand, even like kind ain't even going to be at the specific place where you're at. You see, some people that have already been through that narrow opening, that have already had what God has extracted in them, already pulled out, if that makes sense. They can go ahead and they can keep moving in a different way than you have to move because they've been through this process. They know what it takes. So when it comes for this thing to get pulled down, when God places a demand on them, they already understand what it is that they have to go through. See, you necessarily don't know because you haven't been to this place before. You haven't been to this place where God is trying to take you. And he's like, I need you to realize you're at a space where you can't move the same. You at a place where you can't even talk the same. You at the place where you can't relate the same, where you can't interact the same. I'm requiring more of you. I'm replacing a demand on you because I'm trying to get you through to a space that I'm not taking other people. You see, it's me and you. Me and you are working, and I know what I put in you, and I know what I've already done with you. I know exactly where you're at and you're walking. This is a pushing time. This is a pushing season. See, I need you to press. This isn't just a sit back and, just sit with God and just have intimacy. Yeah, I need you intimate with me all day. I need that so natural that you don't even think about it, that's no longer the goal because it's just a part of your nature. It's just a part of who you are now. I need the pushing into destiny. I need the moving. I need the going. I need the striving. Yeah, should some of you guys leave relationships? Yes. If you can't physically leave them, guess what you need to do? You need to love them from a distance, a healthy distance. Yeah, see, my heart is completely guarded. I am not talking that much. Actually, I'm staying as quiet as possible because I know that Satan is going to do everything that he can to stop me. Everything. So he's using people to frustrate me, to irritate me. He's just using little things to just chip away at me. He's using my thoughts and speaking into my spirit something. Speaking into my very soul, something that's going to hinder me from being in the right space that I need to be in to be able to do everything that God is calling me to do. See, some of you all are asking God for breakthrough, and God is saying, I need you to break through. I need you to position yourself to break through. See, what are you expecting God to do for you that you're not willing to do for yourself? You see, you got to be willing to change some things up. You got to be able to change some things up in your lifestyle. You know God's requiring you to get away from those people. You know God's requiring you to get involved in ministry. You know God is calling you deeper into him and asking you for more time. Why do you think he's asking you for all of that? Because it's time. Because it's time. If you don't recognize it's time and you try to carry on like you normally do, you're going to understand that it's not going to work. It's going to end up frustrating you. You're going to end up stressed. Some of y'all got to get this. You're going to get free. You're going to get free. Because what's going to end up happening is that not only are you going to be stressed and frustrated, there's going to be this irritation in your very soul that lets you know that something has got to change, and you won't even understand what it is. You won't. You'll be like, why am I off? Why am I feeling out of sorts? Why is it just, I can't even explain it. I'm just feeling heavy. What's going on? It's because God been telling you to do something and you've been refusing. And he's like, all right, Jonah. Okay, you know I've been speaking in your spirit. You know I'm asking you to do something heavy. I'm asking you to do something hard. I don't give you enough time. If you want to see what it is that I got for you, I'm placing a demand on you. I'm making a requirement for you. Because if you don't leave that thing that I'm telling you to leave, what's going to end up happening, if I give you the blessing I want to give you, that individual is going to cause that blessing to dry up in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. See, what's the blessing? Is it financial? They're going to eat away at your finances. See, the devil wants the blessing. Devil got somebody positioned in your life that's just waiting on you to get blessed. God know exactly what he doing in the spirit. The devil sent something in the spirit too. The devil sent some heavy activity that's going on around you. Why is there all this protection? Why is all this this covering? Why is all this attention on this individual? Something real special about to happen. Devil's been doing this a long time. He got somebody positioned that'll either keep you from the blessing or it's positioned so when you get the blessing, they'll start chipping away at it and taking it. What is it? Is it a ministry you looking for? Oh, that person is going to cause you so much drama, so much stress, so much headache that you will be rendered ineffective for your ministry. You'd be rendered ineffective for your ministry. See, God is telling you to release something, not because he doesn't love you. It's because he loves you. And he's like, you don't understand. It's not that I want you to give this thing up. I need you to release it because it doesn't serve you. It's going to hamper you. What are you wondering? Should I fast? You talking about it's the devil? You know it's God that's telling you to fast. God telling you to leave somebody. God's telling you to leave people. God's telling you, you just feel it. I need to start reading my word more. I need to start praying more. I need to start going to God. It's because he got some instruction for you. He got something he got to tell you. God orders the steps. See, the way how he communicated with you before, you're not catching. So he's like, I need you to come deeper with me so you can catch the instruction that I need to give you. Some of y'all need to realize you're not at the same place that you always are. That you're at a different place and you got to get through. Baby, get quiet, get silent, get small, get tight. When you get around anybody, just know that could be an unclean spirit working through an individual to stop you. You better use discernment. You better be talking to God. Who is this person? Because you got a breakthrough. You got cycles you got to get free of. Yeah, you got bondage you need to be liberated from. You over here chasing man and chasing comfort, that ain't got you nowhere. Take this season to chase God. Talk soon.